Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting is now in session for July 2nd, 2018. Would you stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How are you?
A very special week, July 4th, falls this week, and hopefully everybody takes a moment to remember what this day means as it comes middle of the week this week. With that, I will make introductions. To my right is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis. And before I go any further, everybody familiar with the movie Groundhog Day? We had an event last Thursday that we went through, and I'm going to kind of be repetitive here. I'm going to ask Commissioner Lewis a question that I asked last Thursday, and that is, what's special about today?
Oh, no. The same question you asked Dawn. Yeah.
Is it the same answer?
Yes.
Well, what was that answer? I don't recall.
I believe she acceded to your request by saying yes.
This is Commissioner Lewis's birthday. They always seem to fall on Mondays and Thursdays, don't they? So happy birthday.
Thank you, Gary.
To my left is fellow Commissioner Jeff Benton, and clerk today is Cindy Denola. Excuse me, Sarah, I've done that one other time. I only did it twice, so that's my second time. And Dawn is sitting in today as our administrator. With that, let's proceed.
Resolution number 18-738, in the matter of approving the electronic record of the proceedings from regular meeting held June 28, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-738. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
There are no public or elected comment this morning. Resolution number 18-739, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments and awards and batch number CMA PR 0629.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-739. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-740, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-740. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-741, in the matter of accepting the treasurer's report for the month of May 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion, vote.
Actually, just comment, we had our investment committee meeting Thursday. We talked about that in session Thursday, but the rate on the portfolio is now up to 1.69%. So the rate continues to rise, and that's one of the benefits of rising rates. Now the debts are the opposite story, but so anyway, good news on the investment portfolio.
Very good. Any other comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-741. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-742, in the matter of approving a contract between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Montrose Development Advisors, LLC, for consulting services.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Benton, seconded by Commissioner Lewis. Discussion?
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director. Before you is a request to approve a contract with Montrose Group for economic development services related to the Finance Authority. The contract is for $35,000, $2,500 monthly fee with $5,000 travel and other expenses. It is specifically mentioning Nate Green as our main point of contact with Montrose Group to help us finalize those details and policies that will help us better work with the Finance Authority and better position them for success, hopefully. Happy to answer any questions that you have at this time.
What particular expertise do you think they're going to bring as part of this contract?
Nate has experience working at both the local and state level on economic development issues. Mainly, though, in the past few years, he's worked with multiple port authorities throughout the state, especially those that are smaller in nature but are growing the size of their business. That is exactly where our port authority, finance authority is, given today's situation. And I think he'll help us be able to correctly lay out policies and procedures that are needed to go forward to properly address issues, but also work with us to see how the Economic Development Department can better work with the Finance Authority to maximize opportunities.
And I think they can advise us on pricing as well.
Yes, that will be one of their main areas, is working on a fee schedule with the Finance Authority, trying to put something in place to be acceptable to the board.
Other questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-742. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-743, in the matter of approving the agreement between the Board of Delaware County Commissioners and FirstNet AT&T for wireless data and voice communications.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Patrick Brand with the 911 Center. What we have before you is an agreement which is with FirstNet, who is actually AT&T as well. FirstNet was built by Public Safety for Public Safety Cellular and everything, which gives us priority on the AT&T network. And if AT&T is busy, it uses the FirstNet bandwidth frequencies. We asked for approval on this. This will be getting rid of our Verizon phones, and backup cellular devices, and we'll be switching over to the FirstNet, same as Chief Schuling.
Questions or comments?
Yeah, was this was budgeted, I presume?
Yes, it's actually going to reduce our cellular expenditure that we have in the center now.
Okay, that was my next question, is just what was the impact? I hoped it would be a reduction. That seems to be.
FirstNet for cell phones is $39.99 per cell phone device, and by wireless cards, it's $34.99. Right now, we're paying $39.99 for wireless cards, so we'll drop down on that. Cellular cards are about the cellular phones are the same. We only have 2 of those anyway.
Do you have an estimate of how much it costs? Because there's so many different pricing tables on this. I'm not sure.
Well, the pricing tables are depending upon what you're going to do. The flat unlimited plan, so you don't have to worry about anything, is what we're on, and that's the ones that are the $34.99. That's the same as what Chief Schuling did for each of the medics, where that dropped him down about $5 each medic. On the back pricing, there's also pricing in here. As FirstNet was built out of part of the 9/11 situation where communications was impacted, the feds put out a national RFP situation to give up band 14 frequencies. That bandwidth, they put it out, AT&T won the contract from the feds that created this to give everybody on public safety access to the bandwidth. The phones and everything in there, like I said, the phones are 99 cents, and the air cards, I think, were 99 cents as well. So, and our fees, we have $2.99 or $2.97 to replace our devices downstairs. But how it's built, how FirstNet is built for public safety. If you are within public safety, and it spells it out in here, we can give you an access code to be able to get the same rates that the center can get off this national contract as an employee who's actually part of public safety. That's why this encompasses all that.
So every fire district, every EMS?
If they want to join in, yes.
They
Each
have
have
the ability
opportunity.
to join in this contract and presumably save money?
Yeah, it originally came out from the federal level that you have to do something. The Governor Kasich signed off, all 50 states and the territories signed off to join FirstNet. That gave us the ability then as a county or local level, we could join it. It's up to the local fire departments if they want to join in and take the cost savings benefit, plus the priority on the network. That's the bigger part.
Right.
They more or less make it say if you're going down 270 and some big crash happens, everybody else gets pushed off, public safety keeps going because they open up the other frequency and bandwidth.
Who would actually use this service of the county's staff? All the EMS?
All the EMS trucks could use it. All the sheriff's cruisers could use it. Yeah, they'd all fit the public safety realm. So,
You say could, they won't automatically switch over to this, or?
no, they would have to sign, the sheriff would have to come in and actually do an agreement with FirstNet as well to switch his cruisers over to that.
There would be a savings?
I would in turn, yes, because I think he's paying $39.99 probably per device. So potentially, yes, there could be savings. I don't know his exact contract.
In your role, would you make sure that all these entities are aware of the potential savings?
Yeah, we have had, FirstNet has been into the county, I want to say twice now. They met with all the fire chiefs countywide at one of their fire chiefs meeting. We actually had them down in the EOC, and the sheriff is aware of this, of the potential out there.
Being aware and helping
Yes.
facilitate.
I'll relay it to him when I meet him this afternoon.
Okay, appreciate it.
So this is the same vendor that Chief Schuling is using?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, same terms?
Same terms, same everything.
Very well. Anything else?
No?
Vote.
Vote on motion 18-743. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Thank you, Commissioners. Happy birthday.
Patrick?
Thank you, Patrick.
Resolution number 18-744, in the matter of approving the owner's agreement for the Pines Section 1, Phase A, the Pines Section 1, Phase B, and Nelson Farm Section 2, Phase C, Part 2.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. These are standard agreements for development of the subdivisions, including the streets and the stormwater improvements. We have a total of 87 lots in the Pines, Section 1, and that's a MI subdivision off of Lackey Old State Road, and then 11 lots in Nelson Farms, which is off of Route 315. So this meets our standard requirements, and we're recommending your approval.
Any questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-744. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-745, in the matter of approving a professional service contract for the preparation of plans, specification, and estimates for the project known as DEL-CR124-7.69, Home Road Extension east of US 23, Phase 2 and 3.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
This is, as you're familiar with, the extension of Home Road east of Route 23 is a project we have been working on for some time. Actually, back in 2014, we selected HDR for the preliminary design of this project. So it's been about 4 years. We are now working with the developer, or should say have been working with the developer for some time now. And we believe we have the makings of an agreement to contribute to the cost of this project. And so we are asking for a modification of the current HDR contract to do the final design for the construction plans to build Home Road from Route 23 over to the future intersection at Green Meadows Drive, which is just west of the railroad. So we've negotiated a fee and scope to do that, and our expectation is these plans will be done in about a year, a little less than a year, since much of the preliminary work has already been done. And then pending all the ODOT approvals that will be necessary for the work on Route 23, we would hope to be under construction next fall, and then with the road potentially opening in the summer of 2020.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-745. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-746, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
We had 5 pretty routine utility permit applications, and we're recommending approval.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-746. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
I believe we have a piece of new business that is not on the agenda.
Correct. Resolution number 18-747, in the matter of accepting sanitary sewer improvements for the Orange Point or out parcels.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
Hi, Kelly Theo with Delaware County Regional Sewer District. This was a smaller project down off of Orange Point Drive, and the sewers were tested and accepted by Regional Sewer District staff, and we're recommending approval at this time, acceptance at this time.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-747. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Thank you.
I believe that brings us to administrative reports. Ms. Houston?
I would just like to wish Commissioner Lewis a happy birthday today.
Thank you, Dawn.
That's all I have.
It's easier to do it when you're doing the wishing rather than
That's
receiving the
right,
wishing.
it sure is.
Okay, with that, Commissioner Benton?
A few things. We went to the Planet Oasis announcement on Thursday,
Right.
and that was a blockbuster, I guess would be one way to describe it. It's a phenomenal, very big project, and it was covered in the news broadly and front and center and all the reports, so it was a lot of positive press for Delaware County and Berkshire Township, and Commissioner Merrill gave some very good remarks. It was very, very well done and well received. So anyway, it'll be very interesting to see this thing move forward, and it could be really something very, very big for Delaware County and Berkshire Township and the whole region. Wanted to also wish everyone a happy 4th of July. It is a great day, and 230 years, 242 years. So anyway, it's yeah, great time for celebration. One other thing, the CAFR, Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, I think that's what it stands for, came out. I know it's on everybody's must-read list, but it's a great package that Auditor Keitza puts out every year. Jane Tinker and Don Hall really are the driving forces behind this. We got another clean opinion from the state auditor, which is very important. It is full of details, so if you want to learn something about the finances of the county, chances are very good it's in there. But again, I want to compliment George and his team for their outstanding work on putting together another clean audit. It's just so, I can't overstate, it's so important that our financials are reliable. And with the team in place, they are, and they've proven it, many, many years. So I want to thank them, and that's all I got.
Commissioner Lewis.
I'll congratulate our auditor, George Keitza, too. He does a fabulous job. He's got a great staff, too, but he is at the top of the chain, and he does a wonderful job. I went to a Reentry Coalition meeting last Thursday, and there was a presentation by a group called Damascus Staffing, and they're a nonprofit temp hire staffing agency serving Columbus, Cincinnati, and the Dayton areas, and they would like to also come to Delaware County. They're an agency placing veterans who have experienced barriers to employment, and it was quite an interesting meeting. There were allocated 15 minutes to speak, and they kept saying, okay, well, we have our 15 minutes now, we don't want to take up too much time, and all the hands were raised around, the table, and no, just, we have questions. And so I think this could be of real value to our county. Quite dedicated gentlemen who are heading this up, and one of the difficulties, of course, as we know, our employers are working hard to find good employees, and in the case of someone who has spent time in jail, that's often a big barrier right there. They specialize in placing veterans. And so what they do, though, is they work with the veteran very closely, and then they work with the employer at the same time. And so there's a basic understanding going in of what's expected and of capabilities, and they've really had a lot of success. So I'll keep you informed on that. I do believe that we're going to be doing something with them in the future. And then Saturday night, I went to Make-A-Wish, a charitable organization, and they actually help several children in Delaware County. And one of the honoree was a wonderful recent grad of Olentangy High School named Christian. His wish, and Mayor Carolyn K. Regal was there, and she read a proclamation, because we didn't know what his wish was until it was in her proclamation. And his birthday's on the 4th of July, so naturally he likes the Patriots. And his wish, which will be fulfilled, is to meet Tom Brady. And so there's another gentleman who is going to be flying him in his private jet to meet Tom Brady. And so Christian will also be the Grand Marshal of the 4th of July parade in Delaware. So it was very moving, and just a great great event. And I was contacted regarding helping this group by Paula Brooks, and whom I know, who've known for several years. And so I called Tom Holman. Tom Holman called the mayor, and it was really done beautifully. It was held at the hangar at the Delaware City Airport. So it was called Hanging with the Stars, and they had 40s dancers and everything. It was a neat event. And happy 4th to everybody.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, on the 4th of July, Delaware has a parade at 3.
Yes, that's right, we should,
Yeah, and the symphony concert, Centralized Symphony Concert is at 7:30 in Phillips Glen, behind Gray Chapel. There'll be 4,000 people there. It's a great event if you haven't gone. And then the fireworks at around 10 after that, so.
And then we've got several other parades.
Yeah,
I
the
believe,
parades in Ostrander and.
Yeah.
Sunbury,
Orange.
Orange,
Yes, in the morning, I know, a lot of it, yeah.
and there may
It's-
be others that we're excluding, and that's,
That's,
I
there,
apologize in
It's
There are
advance.
so
gonna
many,
be-
you can't keep track of them.
So,
oh, yes, a busy day. That's it, thanks.
I just have a couple of things. Commissioner Benton mentioned the Planet Oasis event Thursday. That's a huge event. Frankly, I probably had 15, 20 people at various places asking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I just, I know that Mr. Glimcher spoke from the stage about breaking ground in December. That's a very aggressive schedule. And so I did attempt to call David and just remind him that these county engineer, ODOT, the township, there's a lot of things he needs to get in order, and I have no reason to believe he isn't, but there is a lot of things that need to be done. That's very, very aggressive. So hopefully he's on top of everything, and I'm sure he is. A lot of excitement there in the room. It was well presented. Went for about an hour and a half. There's a lot to cover. And I'm going to guess 150 people or so in the room. I didn't count, but I'm not real good at guessing numbers, but it was a lot of people are interested in the project, and it certainly will be good for the county. As I said in my comments, the Outlet Mall and IKEA are things that bring people to our county to spend dollars to the benefit of our county residents, and the success of this would certainly contribute to that as well. So these are the kind of projects that I think are good for the county, and hopefully it will play out that way, and we look forward to knowing more about it as it progresses. A couple other things. From there, I had to leave to go to a meeting with Morpsey Executive. It was a meeting in Lancaster, and I missed the first part of the meeting. I can get from 36, 37, 71 to Lancaster in 1 hour. So
Yeah, I wondered how long that was going to take.
it was right, an hour exactly. As you recall, last year they came to Delaware and Union County as they tried to get around. It's amazing the things that are in some of these towns that we really aren't aware of, and they have the Sherman House, which is in Lancaster, which I had never been to. Perhaps you're not, you've
Yeah,
been there. Very impressive, and some other surrounding buildings in the area. It's really intriguing and interesting what some of the hidden treasures, not only in Delaware City that we're aware of, but that are in some of these other cities around us. So it was very informative, very educational, and I enjoyed my involvement. I intended to read this last Thursday, and frankly, I just forgot. Terry Kidwell, who works in JFS, I think we all three may have received it. It was a note to say thank you for a job well done. I'm going to read the message. I don't know that we do this enough. And I did send her a voicemail. I did not speak to her personally, but I called in to the Family Services Building to get some information for a struggling young man in my life who needs some help and direction. I got Heidi Lindsay on the phone. I have to say she was an absolute delight, a wealth of information and knowledge. She was so helpful and gave me many different options. Websites, phone numbers, even information about where he could get job training. I cannot say enough about how gracious and helpful she was. I hope everyone that works there is that professional. I appreciate it so much. So thank you, Terry. Again, I left you a voicemail. I hope you got it. And one of the roles in the county is to provide good service. And Terry's obviously an example of that, and we thank you. With that, I believe we do have need for executive session.
Correct. Resolution number 18-748, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment and compensation of a public employee or public official for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-748. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
With that, we're now in executive session.
Yeah.
You still awake, Jennifer?
Going through all my emails.
Resolution number 18-749, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second, vote.
Vote on motion 18-749. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis is absent at the moment.
No other business to bring before us. We are in recess until 1:30. Jeff, we have to come back in here and go back. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting is in recess till 1:30. We're now back in session. I believe we have a continuation.
We have to reread it, yes.
We'll reread, that's right.
Resolution number 18-750, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment, compensation of a public employee or public official for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-750. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We're now in executive session.
Resolution number 18-751, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-751. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
I believe we have a piece of business we need to deal with.
Yes. Resolution number 18-752, in the matter of rejecting the findings and recommendations of a fact finder, Gregory J. Lavelle, issued on June 27, 2018, in the matter of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, Emergency Medical Services, and the International Association of Emergency Medical Technicians and Paramedics, Local R711, State Employees Relations Board, Case 2017-MED-07-0813.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-752. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
If there is no other business to bring before us, we are adjourned.